Good evening everyone, hope you're good. This is another video talking about my book. It's time to open up, not man up. Going to do chapter 4. I'm going to break into talking about toxic masculinity, a little bit about PTSD and a general chat about men's mental health. And again, my name is John Randall. You can follow me on TikTok at RandallJ215. There's a link to my YouTube channel just below. You can go on there and have a look and like and subscribe. If you can't find it on there, then it's at John Randall 9053. And also, this is the book. Time to open up, not man up. Selling quite well. But more support, and if you're interested in the book, pop on Amazon. It's on there for £12. And give it a read. Give me a review, let me know what you think. I'd appreciate it. So it's a Friday night. I'm currently sitting here with my daughter. I'm gonna go through this bit. Now, toxic masculinity is, I've kind of gone through it a little bit, but I'll try to break it down a bit more. It's definitely based on suppressing our emotions. Now we bury them and we don't, we kind of taught from kids from the playground, literally to workplace, growing up, going in the pub. It's the wrong messages for men, really, and it sort of like becomes toxic, and that's why we have issues where, we don't want to show that any sign of vulnerability or any weakness. We've got to be strong. We're not allowed to show that side. We can't cry, don't be affectionate. And believe it or not, all that creates, like a wall, and we're not like that. We just put a wall up, and instead of showing our emotions, we will say, "Oh, get on with it. What's the matter with you?" It doesn't help. It feels like you're in a prison. Constantly, you can't get out. You try. Every time you try, something holds you back, or you get put back in. You can't get yourself to open up about it. It's bloody hard. It is hard, and we're all lads together, we all give it, all the banter and all that. Yeah, it's funny, but sometimes, you can see in the group, there's always 2 or 3 in the group that don't want to, no, I ain't doing that, what are you on about? No, let's get on with it. And it's all about, I'm not sitting there, we've all got to sit there and cuddle and, can open up and cry around it. I'm on about, it's just general having a chat, and if you do get upset, then you're allowed to. You just don't be ashamed by it. But this toxic masculinity it's like we've got to put on this show, this mask of toughness that we, yeah, I'm good, and after a while it just becomes like it's a robotic thing. We just go in flight mode and we keep doing it, and then in the end it comes out in weird ways, and most of the time with the frustration, not being able to say, it comes out in violence, and we're kind of not taught it, but it's there, My dad was quite an angry little geezer, He could lose his temper pretty quick, I often wondered what was inside him, what was really bothering him, So yeah, it does make you think, anything remotely like, as you want to say, feminine, we get, what's the matter with you, that's part of who we are. It's in there, we've all got it in us, it's just that we refuse to let it come out to the surface, and then, again, it comes out in the wrong way, anger, it's all looked down upon, it's not right. But it doesn't just harm us, it harms everyone around us, our partners, our children, our friends, it creates the wrong sort of culture. And sometimes, believe it or not, you become isolated because you can't quite open up and, feel like you want to say something, or you just, like I said, it's like a prison, but you isolate yourself from a situation where you need to turn around and say, not feeling great, something's not quite right, whatever it might be. And it sounds so simple, me saying it like that now, but we don't do it. We bury it. I keep saying the word bury, but it is, and there's a pressure. We're not allowed to challenge the way it is now. We're not allowed to stand up against it or anything. We've all got to, we're too scared to let that part out, of what's going to happen, what the repercussions are going to be. And the problem is, we've got to stop judging people or, taking the piss, out of them, because obviously, someone wants to open up and let it out a little bit, or someone's feeling crap, you know. We've got to change that. We can all be tough and all other things, and like I've said this before, everyone's good at something, and some are not good at others, you know. But this thing, there's nothing wrong with being compassionate, you know, being a little bit vulnerable, a bit of empathy, you know, like there's nothing wrong with it. It actually is being a human being. You know, that's it. We've all got it in us. We're all allowed to do it. You know, we've got to try and break this sort of chain and cycle. I told you, the only way it's going to change is us by changing it, like, with our kids, and you know, even just showing other people that, oh, you all right, mate? You look down. You sure you're all right? Getting, you know, your mate, get the book, like your lads, whoever it is, just get one of them to say like, no, I'm not. You know, once you've done that, you imagine, as I said, this, a weight comes off your shoulders. It's huge. And how many times do you get them same questions? Are you right? Are you right? And then in the end, you go, just, yeah, I'm fine, leave it. I'm no, what's the matter with me? You keep asking me if I'm all right. That's the classic one. We'll throw it back at you. The truth is, maybe I'm not quite ready for it, but there's a way of doing it. Are you all right? Are you sure? You're like, yeah. Like, let me get angry, then wait a minute, you know? Now, don't keep going at it, but slowly you chip away. The more someone sees someone, but for me, when I have people started asking me questions, I used to look at them, but you know, I just didn't feel quite comfortable. I didn't think they generally meant it, but I think now I think about it, people were trying, but just knowing the character that I am, and a lot of people that know me, everyone just thinks you're all right because you're bubbly, you're chatty, and like I told you, them people that you see are happy-go-lucky and helping you and give you great advice, they're the ones who are actually suffering in silence, going through a lot more than any of us would know. Like I said, don't judge no one, don't just assume, you know, take a look, keep an eye out, look. If it's someone you care about, someone you're worried about, let them know. I'm here, mate, if you need me. Here's my number. You want to chat, you want a tea, coffee, go for a walk. Just put it out there, because believe it, they'll come home, they'll think about it. And maybe, just maybe, you'll be one of the people that helps them break that little cycle and let them go, do you know what, I'm not all right. I'm having a hard time, and then you can go from there, really, you know. And that's all it is. It's just trying to change it. Like, instead of suppressing everything, let's try and embrace everything a little bit. And people think when I say it, like I'm going, oh yeah, but we've got to be this, we've got to be that. No, yeah, we can be all them things, but we are allowed to. All these emotions we say we've got to be, we can have the other. We can have the vulnerability. We're allowed to open up. We're allowed to get upset. This part is a whole package deal. It's got to stop. It's got to start with us talking. You know. And it is. Toxic masculinity is, a lot of it is, you know, it's constant, you know. Nah, come on. You know, we can do this, you know, we've got this, you know. You don't want to worry about that, you don't get upset, it's marry you. The minute you push that back, what's coming out, the later on it comes back, and it comes back like big time. I mean, it'll come back, like I said to you, in funny ways, or you'll act out and you'll start noticing that you're not quite right because you didn't actually let it out or talk about it when you was ready to, or someone told you, no, you can't do that, or that little voice in your head. No, look, no, you know, you're a geezer, you can't be like that. We've got to put a thing on it, everything's good. Happy-go-lucky. No, it's got to stop. So I was just start embracing it all a bit more. You know, stop trying to hide them feelings, because when you push them all down, it creates more trouble than what it's worth. It's easier said than done, but it starts with talking. It starts with us just recognising, showing people that we care. You know, that's all I'm saying. And like, I was talking about grief the other day, and I mean, it was an hard video, and it was very difficult. But I was trying to get onto like PTSD, like post-traumatic stress disorder. Now that is, you know, I think of all the people like, you know, in the army and all that, the things that they see and come back with. I mean, how bad is that for them? I mean, like, you get pushed back into normal life, civilian life, and you can't, you know what I mean, you can't quite adjust. And then you got people like ourselves, or people that work in hospitals, people that do all these things. There's nothing really in place to help them. Like, they're trying to change it now, obviously, but like for me, when my dad died, and then, you know, not long after that, you know, lost mum, had a miscarriage, and all these little things that happened. They're not little, but on about it carried on. It was like a fucking trail of shit, really. It just kept everything going wrong. And on top of that, you know, when COVID came, lost my father-in-law, and then our neighbour died, and obviously I tried to save him and I couldn't save him. That broke my heart because I couldn't do it. And then that's when it started again. Every time something bad happened, I'd flip back to dad, flip back to mum, nightmares, and wish I could have done more, and I couldn't. PTSD is bloody hard, and it doesn't just go, it's always there, but I think part of it is, I don't know, for me, I'm not for everyone, but I spoke about it, I started talking about having the nightmares, and more so with therapy sessions and group therapies, that these nightmares were really, really plaguing me quite bad. Like I said, my dad died horrifically. It was quite hard I couldn't get quite past what happened. I can't believe it happened to him, but anyone that's gone through it or going through it, you've got my sympathies because it's hard. But do you know what, again, with that, it is talking, it is feeling like you're allowed to speak about it, like what's happening, and, if you don't confront it and talk about it, it stays in that mind, and it carries on eating it, and I think the more you can openly talk about it, you can start letting it out, and I think it helps you with your mindset, because I was angry at my dad's death for a bloody long time, and taking my mum straight after was, I was literally, I want to go up there and see your supervisor, mate, because this is taking the piss. I'm trying to put it in a funnier way, but that's how I was fuming. The PTSD is, again, it's another slow killer. Like, people just can't handle it, and it is hard. If you go through, I said, people that are working all the job where they see so much stuff, I can't even imagine how they deal with it. But there's not nothing in place. Like, where is it when, I don't know, they put it out there, there's like leaflets and all that, you see it, but where is the actual thing of thinking, that doctor, that nurse, or that surgeon, or, that soldier who's come back and what you're seeing, where is instead of pushing them back into work next day, or back in from doing the tour somewhere, you're back into like civilian life just like that, where's the 6 months of helping them get back into it, helping them adjust, helping them get back into it and switch off from what's happened, things like that, and that's a PTSD is a horrible thing, and on top of that you get that anxiety, you've got a double whammy, mate, and it's bloody hard, and you're constantly on edge, you're constantly worrying. Like, for me, like I said, I ain't ever gone into massive detail, but I will as time goes on, like I said, but at the minute it's bit by bit. But just before my dad's death, I got into stuff, doing stuff that I never thought I was going to do, and I done it, just trying to thinking it'd make me better, earn me more money, and doing it. It ended up being a bloody nightmare. And, it was on top of dad and all the other things that happened, these things are all in the background and never really spoke about them. I'm speaking about them now. The only reason I'm not saying too much on here, because I haven't told everyone else that I need to tell. That's part of therapy, and then the right people need to be told when I'm ready. I hurt a lot of people, and I'm just trying to be honest about it all now, and doing this and talking to you guys and trying to go through the book and speak about it, it helps. And I was talking about a general chat about it, like the sales of my book. It's nice to see people buying it, and I've tried to write it so easy. The book's like, it's in a poetry form. They're really small paragraphs to read each chapter, because I don't want to pummel you with too much information. I just want to get straight down to the nitty gritty of it, really, right to the point. I don't want to overanalyse on it and make you overthink. Because it does. You read a book and you go to the next bit. If you've got a brain like mine, it's sort of like I'm flicking through pages in my head. I'm reading chapter 1. I'm waiting what chapter 10 is going to say. That's the problem with me. I found if I read something a little bit shorter and made it more simpler to read, it kind of stuck in my head. So that's what I've done. And it's helping, and talking to you lot is helping a lot, because I'm beginning to open up, not just to you, but when I'm with my family now, I can start talking about the things that I have buried and what I have not said, and it's becoming a little bit easier. So yeah, I'm grateful for talking to you guys, and obviously all the support that I'm getting is great. But I think going forward, I'm hoping me doing this, other men will start doing it and talking out, and there are men doing it, and like I said, I'm a big fan of Paul Merson. I love what he done, and watching his journey, and even that he still struggles to this day. It never just goes, it's always there. It's just trying to see like your coping mechanism, what's best for you, because it never goes away. You're always constantly thinking, like, obviously you were talking about addiction and stuff, and you always, got to stay away from that because you want to do that better. I liked him, I love Tyson Fury. All the people like that I've got loads of time for, I love watching some of their stuff and listening to what they're saying, and it is good, But there's a lot of people getting it all out there, so it's good to see, but it needs to be done more. We need to start really drumming it in, because like I said, we are losing a lot of men. It's going through the roof, the suicide rates, and it is quite frightening. So I'm hoping with a book like this and talking regular, I might repeat myself a lot, but I'm just drumming that message out there, Now I'm going to relax with my daughter, and that's the most important thing, is spending time with your family and your kids. Like I said, mental health, do you know how much it is just having your kids near you, and having your kids who understand me and have listened to my stories and everything that I've told them, and I've had to tell them some stuff that's difficult to tell them, and they still look at you like, they love you so much. They just want your time. They just want you to spend time with them. Like I said, it ain't about what you can't get, what you can't afford. They just want you to sit there, have a chat, have a laugh with them, just sit with them. Yeah, I love watching them grow up into little characters. My boy's 18, he's a proper boy now, I love the way he is. My daughter is such a character. She's similar to me, but she also, like I said, she gets me. She understands me, like my son does. And that's important. I'm going through a lot of stuff, and it's still difficult. But they're so resilient and strong, you don't realise how strong your kids are. But you know what? No one's going to love you like your kids. And I don't think any of us know, till we have our own kids, what love really feels like. Because when you have a kid, the world changes. Having a boy, trying to teach him the things that I'm talking on a video about, and watching that it's actually working. He does open up, he does talk, it's a good thing. Then you have a daughter, then you have this different feeling. Only men can really understand it. This overwhelming, you want to protect her, no one can breathe on her. And that is with me, that's what I'm saying. They're the normal things that we can do. That's the standard thing for a dad and a man. But so is letting out your feelings, so is crying, so is embracing all your flaws. You're allowed to do all them things. So right, I'm gonna go now. I'll probably do another video on Monday. It will be chapter 5, it will be the fear of vulnerability. I'll go in more into that, and just trying to say we're allowed to be vulnerable, So, have a lovely evening, people. Thank you for listening. And again, follow me at RandallJ215 on TikTok. The YouTube link's just below. If you can't find it, it is at JohnRandall9053. Like and subscribe. And my book's on Amazon. There's a link on the videos. By all means, buy it. It's £12 for the hardback. I think it's £10.50 for the paperback, and then it's £1.99 for the download on Kindle. And have a lovely evening, and remember, it's time to open up, not man up. Alright people, have a good one, look after yourself. Alright, bye.